Good morning, y'all. It is Monday, April 26th, 2020. I'm pulling out of my driveway to head to work. And we have a lot of maple trees in our yard. Like 12 or 13, something like that. It's ridiculous. I don't know who thought we needed that many maple trees in one yard, especially for less than an acre. But anyway, so they're dropping in the springtime. They drop all these little pod thingies. They're like the pre-buds for the leaves, and they're like everywhere. They're all over the driveway. They're all over the car. Glad I didn't wash the car this weekend like I planned to, because I would have been really upset this morning. They are literally all over the car. Yeah, I would have been very upset. So I didn't really have anything super duper pressing that I wanted to talk about. Went grocery shopping yesterday, and it is indeed eerie to see how stores have changed, how operations have changed everywhere you go. You know, gas stations have the screens up, and restaurants are, you know, not deliver, but I don't know how to explain it. You have to call or online order the food, and then you wait and they bring it out. Except for Taco Bell. But we went to Chipotle to get my son a burrito, and that was how they did their thing. And then grocery stores, or like Costco, they have every other register. Costco was pretty extreme. I'm proud of them. And I'm surprised that more areas and stores are not following the same kinds of protocols. But maybe it's because they're such a massive retailer that has so many people going in and out. But they had every other register shut down. They had full-size screens, not just little screens. Like they had, 5-foot by 4-foot screens. Every other register shut down. And you can only go, you have to wait at a certain spot. They have people there to not only bag stuff up, but help keep people spaced far enough apart, and then in between they're also sanitizing the keypads and the register and the belts, and they're just constantly, I can't even count how many people I saw sanitizing things at Costco, and all of them are wearing masks. Yeah, anything that was frequently touched, there was people running around sanitizing. Door handles on the freezers, stuff like that. And at the registers, they were really diligent. And then in the bathroom, I think they normally have 5 sinks, and they put signs on the middle 3 saying that they were out of order, so that only the end 2 were operational, which would make you 5 or 6 feet apart. They had the air blower hand dryer out of order, and what was the other thing? They had a lot of stuff out of order. At Walmart, they had all the vending machines, the movie machines, the little quarter machines, everything was closed down. Walmart was a little tougher, I think, because the aisles are not as wide, but the Walmart we went to, I won't go into a full description of this Walmart, but I've never been in a Walmart like that before in my life. The population that was in there is not one I'm used to being or seeing that condensed. So there was a lot of people, and there was a lot of stuff still gone. Shelves were still picked clean. Oops, I forgot my blinker. I never forget my blinker. Anyway, how the registers were set up. We just ended up going through the self-checkout, and that was pretty crowded in its own. But yeah, it's crazy how everything's changed. And we went to Fresh Time, which is quickly becoming one of my favorites, especially for produce. And most everybody, I'd say 70% of people in all of the stores that we went in, at least 70%, had masks on, which is good. Because a week ago, that number was probably 10%, maybe 20%. So I'm glad to see that people are following the guidelines and taking precautions and being careful. But yeah, we ended up having to go to 3 different stores to get everything, which was kind of a bummer because our original idea was to go to one. But we couldn't find everything we needed, so we had to go elsewhere. But yeah, I think it's just a strange time in history for this century, and it's crazy how everything has altered, all the protocols being put in place. And I hope that as a whole, and not just our country, but countries around the world that are being affected by the COVID-19, like, some of these protocols should stay in place, and I hope they do. I think we should always be more careful, and at this point, being more careful can only be beneficial. Not necessarily keeping registers and stuff shut down, but I don't know. Like, the stores are crowded, but they're not as crowded as they were. And if there was a way, and I know that having the like at Walmart where you can order online and then they bring it out to your car, those kinds of things are really going to be helpful in helping prevent spreads of things like COVID-19. And I hope that that continues. I try to order online through Walmart, but the last couple of times I tried, they were booked for Saturday, Sunday, which is the days that we would be able to go pick it up. And some of the key stuff that I wanted or that I needed was out of stock. So I ended up having to go to a store anyway. So I just kind of stopped doing it because mainly because they were always out of stock of stuff, but it doesn't, I could figure out a schedule. Like, I could pick them up on a Monday or a Tuesday. I can pick it up during the week if I leave work early enough. So, that's not an issue. But them constantly not having key ingredients that I use all the time, it's a little disappointing. So, yeah, it's just kind of it's a crazy new world, I started to make one of the masks, like the more fitted ones, because originally I made some of the pleated ones, and I still haven't finished those. I was going to finish those, and I also wanted to try, I was able to print out the pattern for the more fitted, curvy version without the pleats, and I got all the way to the end where I would put on the straps, and got interrupted by my husband deciding to put in our over stove microwave. The one we had when we moved in was kind of broken and ugly, and it still worked, but it was broken and ugly. And we had a brand new one sitting in the garage, and he's really wanting to get the garage sorted, so he decided to bring that up so we could get it in, which required my assistance. So I fought with my sewing machine for like a half hour. I don't know what's going on. The bottom bobbin keeps fucking up. I was trying to put in hair ties for for over the ears, and I just could not make it work. I tried 5 or 6 times, and it kept jamming up. So I was already frustrated and trying to get that to work when he came up. So, maybe it was a good segue to just put it down for a little bit. But I wanted to finish at least one. So, I don't know. We'll see how the week goes. I made stir fry last night. Or not stir fry, fajitas. And those were really good. And I wanted to make stir fry too, so that we had fajitas and stir fry for the week. But by the time I finished cooking, I was pretty done, and my darling sweet husband actually put the food away. So maybe tonight I'm thinking about making the stir fry, or at least prepping for the stir fry, because I gotta cut the cabbage and everything. So we'll see how today goes at work, and that'll determine whether I cook when I get home. Because I also need to do dishes again. The sink is full again. Dishes have really been my nemesis lately. Yeah. I don't think I really had anything super important to talk about. I could talk about the whole seniors not graduating thing, but I don't really have anything useful or helpful to say in that regard. Other than it's just a bummer. So, my screen just popped back up, and that's my sign to say ta-ta for now. Everybody have a good, safe week. Be kind to each other. Be careful. Stay healthy. Talk to y'all later.